Well, hello everybody. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. I own BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, where we're helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. And for the Kingdom Ministries, where we're here, even after 5 years, to build people, to build the kingdom. So this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and we shall be glad in it. And I trust that you're doing well. I hope that you had a wonderful week. If it was like mine, it was extremely busy and productive, but we're preparing for the next week. And one of the ways that we do that is to be refueled, um, and to get what we need mentally, spiritually, and emotionally to make it through the next week, to be prepared for the next week, because it's in Him we live, it's in Him we move, and it's in Him we have our being. So today, the word is move, taken from Acts 17 and 28. For in Him we live and move. And, sometimes if you're like me, you can get in your feelings and say, something else we got to do. Last week you told us to count up the calls. The week before you told us to not. Ooh, excuse me. So we got to move now. Well, first off, I'm just a messenger. But then first off, God moved first. God moved first. In Genesis 1 and 2, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the water. There was nothing, it was form and void, it was void without form and void, and God moved first. So sometimes He's not telling you to do something that He hasn't already done. And not only did He move with the beginning of the formation of earth and the world, but He's still moving today. The senior choir at my home church used to sing an old song, God is still moving. Yes, He is. He is still moving. No matter what everything else looks like around you, He's still moving. He still has a plan. He's still moving in the earth. He's still moving on your behalf. He is still working things out, but then He needs you to move. You can't stay still and He's in movement. You can't now that doesn't necessarily mean, which I told somebody the other day, and I've seen a lot on TikTok. I'm not going to rule it out. He may tell you, pack up all your belongings, your baby, your husband, and move. He may tell you that. But sometimes this movement means that you need to act on something He's told you a long time ago. Something you're like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. I mean, when I moved from Cincinnati, uh, I basically was in tears all the way down 75 to Louisville because He told me to move. Now, yes, that move was quit your job, pack up, and move. I've done that. I've had to do that. And it wasn't because it was something horrible I didn't know yet, but something horrible going on in Cincinnati. I had to act just on His command. Number two, I had to act on His command. And He didn't tell me this is going to happen next, and then that's going to happen next, and then the door is going to be closed. And then, no, He didn't tell me all the conditions and what's going to happen next and all that. Because in my mind, the conditions were right for me to, I just gotten a raise, and it was time for me to move into a new, from my apartment to a house. It was time for to move from that car to a new car. No, that wasn't the, because when I moved from on His command, I took probably $25,000 pay cut. Now I moved into a nice apartment, great setup, everything. But it wasn't what I had in my mind, but I didn't have any idea. 6 months later, I would find out why I had to move. Even though I delayed, drug my feet and all that for 4 months. One more month, guy. One more month, and then I'll move. Now my dad, he was like, "When you coming? Yay, yay!" Me, I was like, "No, I don't want to come home. I do not want to come back to Louisville for what?" But I did not realize that the key to the next steps was when I moved. Now that was a physical move. Some of you, you don't even have to pack up nothing. Don't have to collect no boxes. Don't find no keys, no new keys to no house, condo, nothing. Some of you, it's um, a mental move. Change your mindset. Some of it is a friend move. Now you can move a little further away from your family. You can't change your family, but you can move away from them. But some of them is move away from some people that you're associated with. Sometimes it's the surroundings you've surrounded yourself into that it's time to move. Sometimes it's where where your mindset is, the things that you do, how you spend your money, how you spend your time. And I've told that story many, many times. When it was time for me to make a major move and transition in my life, I had to purge. It was a whole lot of steps because it was a purging season of the old that I could not carry into the new. So sometimes the move is physical. Sometimes you do have to move, physically move out of that house, out of that place where you live, out of that community, away from that ministry, away from that job. Sometimes you do have to physically move. And other times it's an emotional, mental state. You need to journal. You need to read your word more. You need to be in worship more. You need to go sit by the river and do some self-care. You need a massage. You need a pedicure. Some of that happen. You need to move upon that. Sometimes you need to save money. Sometimes you need to invest money. There's some movement that has to be going on because God's moving. He's in perpetual motion. Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Yes, his essence never changes. His power never changes. But his methods, his strategies, and the way he moves does change. And there's billions of people on the planet. So each one, there's some requirements for movement. I'm making moves myself, preparing for the rest of this year and the year after that. It's keeping me up later at night. I'm not able to go to bed at 7 or 8 o'clock like I like. It's getting me up early in the morning. I'm awake about 3:15, 4 o'clock, because I know I'm in the midst of transition. I'm not in the midst of things going on, situating, reestablishing, streamlining, all those kinds of things. I do a lot of those things in the summer. And I still do it just because I was a teacher. That's when we planned. That's when we prepared. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting rest and laying by the pool and all that. Most of the time, that won't. It was just a rest from the daily activities and a rest to be able to prepare for what's next. There is a season of rest, and yes, you should take that sleep, rest, and all that. But then there's a rest just to get you ready to move again, just to get you ready to again. And some of you are like, yeah, I'm gonna move. But the second part of this, command and conditions, you're waiting on the conditions that are favorable for you. And the conditions, some conditions or some action will never be fair. Never. Never. You have to act when he says act. You have to move when he says move. No matter what's going on in government, no matter what's going on at the job, no matter what's going on here. Because the company that I moved from in Cincinnati is still a multi-billion-dollar company. So it's not like some major change up in there had to move. They weren't moving. I was moving. There were people moving and shifting and changing jobs and getting promoted and leaving the US, moving out of country, whatever. They were moving, so I had to move. But I'm a faith-based person. I'm a God person. So when God says move, sometimes it doesn't look like the conditions. Because I'm like, no, I'm on the brink of that with a realtor. Ooh, I'd already seen some cars I wanted. Ooh, a car I wanted. But not cars, but a car I wanted. And I'm like, yeah, the conditions are right because of what I see. But it wasn't what God saw that would happen down the road. That would have made the conditions worse for me to transition. Because therefore, the time and chance happened as all, and the opportunity had to be in the place for the next window of opportunity. Because if I had waited any longer, the new job that I was supposed to have in Louisville would not have been open. Because I'd already contacted all my friends in the law firm, and they were like, "No, we on lock, baby. We're not hiring nobody. You can't come back in here. We would love to have you, but you can't come back in here because the door is closed. That window's open." So the only window was all girls Catholic high school. I'm not Catholic, but all girls Catholic high school. My dad was on the board. They were looking for a librarian. Boom. That was the opportunity, but I only had a short window because schools ain't gonna wait forever. Waiting on you, they're not gonna hold up and say, "Oh, we're gonna wait up." No. Now, would it come back around again? Maybe, or maybe not. People, what God has for me is for me. I love that song, and it's true. But if you don't move when God says move, that particular opportunity will move on. You'll get one, and what God has for you will you be gotten. But it may not happen like you thought. Ask the children of Israel roaming around in the wilderness for something that should have taken like 40 days, and it took them 40 years because the promise was right, but they weren't right for the promise. They weren't ready for the promise. So it was theirs, and it happened, but the people who was causing the problem had to die before they got there. And most of the people who went in were young teenagers. That's who got to young folks. What's that mean? Okay, that's as I said, that's for another time, another Sunday. But the window of opportunity, this time, this window. And if you wait, it will be closed. Ask Noah and the ark. Ask the people. It's gonna rain. Oh, child, we ain't seen no rain. We don't even know what rain is. We ain't never seen no rain. This crazy man's out here with a boat, and we ain't seen that much water to need a boat. Why he got a? Okay, and then it started raining, and then God said, "I'm gonna shut the door. You're not even gonna be able to close your own door. You're not gonna close the window of opportunity. I'm gonna close it." And I open, and no man can shut. And I shut, and no man can open. So the window of opportunity. So what's he saying? What's he been saying? Now, as a publisher, I'm going to bring it up. Has he been saying write that book? I cannot tell you, even in 2025, how many people, and I've been doing this 17 years, that said, now, maybe they weren't ready. Maybe the book wasn't ready. But they stand at my tables and cry and tell me somebody been telling them for 20 years to write a book. Well, 20 years, I don't even know if the world's going to be standing in 20 years. And no, so when you stand before God and he said, wait a minute, you didn't do what I told you. Because that was, you had kept extending the window of opportunity. And I know people who died and didn't get it done. When one person inquired of a family member of mine, and then when they finally died, the family member said, they asked me about you 10 years ago. 10 years. And they waited till they only had 30 days to live, and they was too sick to get it to me. I didn't have anything. I couldn't publish anything I didn't have in my hand. And so that window closed because they never moved forward. They never did what God said do. Now that's left up between them and God. I mean, that's not a salvation or sin issue, but that's an opportunity. That was something that they were supposed to do, and they didn't get it done because they died. And so, and lastly, timing really still is everything. Timing is still everything. Timing really is everything. Because I've seen clearly books that I've written, I've seen things that I've done, and it has been strictly on God's command. And I did not see the why, the opportunity, the everything until years later. But I had done it. I moved on God's command, and it sat there. It was available. It's like me creating content for my business. I create content all the time. And sometimes it's content to launch something. It's content to help a client that you might not ever see on social media. But I go ahead and do it. And then when it comes up, an opportunity comes up, then I've got the content already prepared. But when I go to an event, I have another presentation already ready. I have a backup plan. I have, because I'm creating content. When I get an idea, I get it down immediately because I never know. Because I'm a creative, and God, the creator, gives me ideas. I get it down immediately. And if I don't, I'm dropping, I put my phone and I click record and I speak it so that I don't lose it. Because there could be a window of opportunity coming that I have to be prepared for. So, time to move. Time to act. Some of the things we haven't done is not because it's not the right time, it's past time. You're late. You're late. And most people like, oh, I'm not really late. Because life is going to keep on lifing. As the kids say, the life is going to keep on lifing. And, I'm like Miles Monroe. I want to die empty. I want to die knowing that, I left a legacy behind. And I didn't miss any windows of opportunity. I have major projects going on in my life right now because I don't want to miss this window of opportunity. I'm getting up early. I'm moving stuff around. I'm moving more than I've moved in a minute. Because I don't want to miss the window of opportunity. No, because timing truly is everything. I can't delay it. I can't put it off because I've never seen this opportunity before. And I don't know if I'll ever see it again. I understand that. I recognize that. I look at it and I realize, okay, this is what big girl, this is what you've been working for these 17 years, these 18 years. But timing is everything. And time is of the essence. And the essence of the time is now. So whatever he's telling you to do, get a move on. You need me, you know how to find me. If it's about a book, publishing, business, whatever, talkwithroyston.com. Let's have a conversation. Even if I don't do that, those services are outside of what I do, I can at least point you in the right direction, send you to the public library, send you somewhere so that you can get the help you need so that you can live your best life. Coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. Then 11 a.m., the Spike Davis and Friends show. Tune in for laughs, music, and more. Tuesdays, the Book Business Boss show. Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm giving it to you step by step, details. And I'm in season 4, the replays up to season 4. All the shows from season 1, 2, and 3, and part of 4 are at the Book Business Boss podcast.com. Subscribe so that when I upload any new shows, you'll be ready and you'll know that they're out there. We're talking about the book business right now, and the Lord be my helper and keeper. Next season, we'll be talking about taking your book into a business. All right. Special thank you. You're looking for my books around the country, Birmingham. My books are at Spirit-Filled Christian Bookstore, Next Chapter Bookstore, Gift Shop, and Ben's Boys. So in Greensboro, North Carolina, get you some fun, some fantastic food, and then take a stroll around in her beautiful, beautiful bookstore. Get your coffee and morning muffin at Brew and Siv Coffee Bar, 2860 Packer Lane Way in Louisville. And then turn around, and then there's a wall full of BK Royston Publishing, Julia Royston books. And then Janami Books and More, 636 South 18th Street. Books and books. The Book Nerd fam, I'm on the road with the mobile bookstore. Find out where they'll be next on Facebook at Book Nerd Fam. Then coming up in person. In person, I'll be in Mobile, Alabama, July 14th through the 17th. Yeah, I'm on the road. July is jumping and July is moving. So the Mega Alabama Educator Conference in Mobile Convention Center in Mobile, Alabama, July 14th through the 17th. Yeah, I'm leaving a little bit early because I'll be at Indiana Black Expo July 18th through the 20th at the Indianapolis Convention Center. Find us at booth 713. I have several authors that are going to be joining me. Indianapolis is already waited with bated breath for Miss Peggy Dixon. I was at the Walker Legacy block party last weekend for Juneteenth, and they were already talking about authors and where is Miss Peggy Dixon's books and where is Michael Young's books, and I need him to sign them, and I need him. Is he gonna be here? Yes, ma'am, he will be here. He and his model, his wife, Miss Sarita Bacon Young. So super excited about that. I love it when people are looking for authors. And will you be at Black Expo? Yes, we will. Our booth number is 713, and I'll be posting the flyer very, very soon. Also, the summer, July 29th, Write That Book Now workshop. As you can tell, I've been working on projects, so I haven't had as many classes as I would like. But if you've been waiting, here we go. July 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be on Zoom and ready. So register at RoystonClasses.com. RoystonClasses.com. Write that book now. Let's go. If you need to finish, if you need to talk about writing, if you need me to review anything, whatever you need done, let's go. Write that book now. I'll probably do another writing workshop later on the year, but don't wait, because you could have it finished in the next 6 months. I can't tell you how much I'm gonna have finished in the next 6 months, because half the year is over. We've got one more day of June 2025, and then we move into July. So make the second half the best half. You've had a whole lot of life going on, I know. Death in the family, movement, all kinds of stuff going on, shifting, transition. Okay, let's get something done for the next half, especially it's summertime. Vacations, yep. Take your notepad, take your laptop, whatever. Get some things done. Come on, let's write that book now. I'm helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. I'm helping myself get my message to the masses, turn my words into wealth, and be a book business boss. You ready to join us? July 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Register at RoystonClasses.com. That's RoystonClasses.com. I have a brand new series, devotional inspirational series, Ask, Seek, Knock. I've been teaching on it for a while now, but Ask, Seek, and Knock. Each of those have 21 devotionals. So that's, 63 devotionals to help you get going. They're available at RoystonRoyalBookstore.com, RoystonRoyalBookstore.com. Get 1, 2, or the whole entire series. I'm very proud of it. Over my left shoulder is the series. One client asked me, "Ooh, all them flowers?" Yes, because I want growth. I want to see the beauty of what I've asked. I want to see the fulfillment of what I'm seeking, and I want that door of opportunity to open when I knock. So you all be blessed in everything that you do. If you need me, you know how to find me. All my websites and online stores are JuliaAKRoyston.com. That's JuliaAKRoyston.com. Free consultation for publishing, business, etc. Talkwithroyston.com. Let's go. You all be blessed. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, praying today, tomorrow, always that you live your best life. Be blessed. Bye-bye.